Dealing with the transformations, what we have is two transformations existing. Let's talk about the minus 3. Hopefully you're getting a little more comfortable where that minus 3 is. That minus 3 is outside the function. It's at the end. It's going to affect that vertical axis, that y-axis. It's at the end. So it's going to shift it down on the y-axis, a vertical shift down. It's going to change that y, pushing it down. So our verbal is a vertical shift down 3 units. As a rule, we just said we're vertical. Vertical represents the y. We're shifting everything down, so we're subtracting 3 from all those y's. All right, 1/2. That 1/2 is multiplying the x. That 1/2 is inside the functions, in the absolute value. So let's head over here and say, what does that mean? Inside the function. This means something horizontal is going on. Inside is horizontal. And it's going to affect the x-axis by 1 over b. So be careful, it says flip, 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 flip. So let's go back and flip it. So when we flip this guy here, 1 over 2 is the same thing as 2 over 1. So there is our b. Our b value is a 2. Our 2 is greater than 1. So if we come back to our chart, let's see what we have to do. Our b value is greater than 1 after the flip. So it's going to be a horizontal stretch. And our rule is this. We're going to multiply all the x values at horizontal x-axis by b. So our b is 2. So our rule is a horizontal stretch by 2. We are multiplying all the x values by 2. So now I'm just going to go ahead and write those down in my chart. And now let's find our values. So we'll start with the x's. We're multiplying all those x's by positive 2. So negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. 0 times 2 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. All right, let's head to the y's. And the y is telling me to subtract 3. So 2 minus 3 is negative 1. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. 0 minus 3 is negative 3. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. And then we graph that last column, sets of columns, these two right here. So let's go and look at what our new graph will be. Negative 4, negative 1, negative 2, negative 2, positive 2, negative 3. Uh-oh. This should not be right here, right? Made a little mistake, but we caught it. 0 times 2 is 0. So let's fix that. We caught it. 0, negative 3. Then over 2, down 2. Over 4, down 1. Notice how much wider our new absolute value function is. Here is our new critical point, over 0, down 3. All right, talking domain and range. The domain, negative infinity to positive infinity. All numbers work for x. Now we figure out where on the y-axis does it start. It starts at negative 3. So it's everything above that horizontal line. Y is greater than or equal to -3. All right, last example of the transformations. Hopefully you're grasping this a little bit better. All right, +4. +4 is outside the function. Hopefully you're getting either that outside the function affects the y. It's a +4. Think in your head, what is it going to do? If it's a +4 outside the function, it's going to push up vertically that many. So here's our rule. Affects the y-axis. So it's a vertical shift up 4. So when we write our rule, vertical is your y-axis. We want to shift up, so we're going to add 4. All right, now let's talk about the negative. Remember, when you see negatives, you have reflections. It's two choices. Is it in front of the function, in front of the absolute value, or is it inside the absolute value? In this case, it's in front. So I tell my students, think x, y. What comes first? X comes first, so we're reflecting about the x-axis. Let's go check it, though, on the purple. Make sure we're right. Oh, look at, here it is, in front of the function. Reflection about the x-axis, in front. So what happens? It flip-flops those y values. So instead of my function going like this, all of these y's are going to become negatives, and it's going to flip it down. So all of my y values will become negative, is my rule. My verbal is reflection about x-axis. And again, you can negate the y values. So negate the y's. All right. So all of these x's will stay the same because no rule is happening with the x's. Then the y's. We're going to be changing it by a negative and then adding 4. So this you might want to do, not in your head, but writing it down. -2 plus 4 equals 2. -1 plus 4 is 3. -0 plus 4 is 4. -1 plus 4 is 3. -2 plus 4 is 2. All right, let's graph them now. -2, up 2. -1, up 3. Over 0, up 4. Over 1, up 3. Over 2, up 2. So what it did is it flipped it down. Our critical point is over 0, up 4. All right, domain. Same domain again. Every number on the x works. Now let's talk the line. Everything's happening below that line. That line is y equals 4. So now it's going to be y is less than or equal to 4.